It's your boys, the Two Live Stews. Doug Stewart, Ryan Stewart, the makeup of those stews. But guess what? Today, it's not the Two Live Stews. Today, it's not Doug. Today, it's One Live Stew, Ryan Stewart, and my right-hand man, Joe Ham. Please remember this, y'all, as we allow a few people to get in here, because this is truly a spontaneous, organic stews pop-up, stew style, just to talk a little bit of Clemson Tigers. Joe and I, as well as Doug and I, too, have been talking about Dabo Swinney for weeks. We've been talking about Clemson for weeks. This past week, when he came out and decided to give the media a tongue lashing because things weren't working his way, this past week when he decided to have a temper tantrum as a grown man and lecture folks because things aren't going his way, we decided to highlight that. And because we did that, we decided to stop in here just for a Stews Quickie to talk about it. Joe Ham, happy Saturday, fam. How you doing today, man?
Outstanding. I am doing outstanding. The good old Martin Lawrence or good old Eddie Murphy in life, I never thought I'd see the day. You remember that? Hey, Claude, I never thought I'd see the day. Hey, come on, Dabo Swinney. Are you showing me the day now?
Right.
And that's what's at hand, Stu. And let's be real, and I'm going to be real. And I have been real. Shout out to our show and shout out to Stewart Media Entertainment, because this is genuinely spontaneous, because this is a call you've been talking about for a long time with you and I,
right,
that we would have on the phone, on the cell phone, not on air.
Right.
So this is as spontaneous as it gets. You hear me, homeboy?
Right.
This is in the lives of One Live Stew and Joe Ham. So I'll get right to it if you want. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Before you get right to it, and everything you just said is right, I'm going to give people a few more minutes to get on. Quick reminder, y'all, every Monday and Thursday, 7 o'clock in the morning, Two Live Stews Experience on Stewart Media and Entertainment. And every Wednesday, 12 o'clock in the day, that's 12 p.m., or 9 p.m. in the night, one of those two times, you have In the Huddle with your boy Joe Ham. I'm Ryan Stewart. I'll usually co-host that show, but this is just a Stews Quickie, Stews pop-up. We'll get an open for it. We'll get some graphics for it. We'll do more with it in the future, but this is just, like Joe said, organic, spur of the moment, last second conversation. We won't be here that long. Let me set the scene, Joe. And I'm really excited. All right, okay. The Syracuse Orange upset the Clemson Tigers 34-21 on the road in Death Valley, marking their first ever win in Death Valley over the Clemson Tigers. The win snapped a 6-game losing streak versus the Tigers. Syracuse now improves to 3-1, 1-0 in the ACC. Yes, this was a conference game, and Clemson now goes to 1-3, and they are defeated in conference play thanks to today's loss versus Syracuse, again in Death Valley, and thanks to a loss last week when they were still a top 25 ranked team in the ATL to the Georgia Tech Yellow Jackets. 0-2 in the conference, 1-3 over in football. Joe Ham, now set your scene that I've laid the foundation for what took place today.
Yeah, because right away, Stu Dog, we should be talking about Fran Brown. Fran Brown is an African-American coach for the Syracuse Orangemen that beat Georgia Tech last year, and he's fiery, has some words with Georgia Tech. Georgia Tech, I can't wait till they see each other later on in this season. It should be fiery. We should be talking about him. We're not, because that's an upset. And you know what, Stu? I'm asking myself, is it an upset?
Very good point, Joe. I like what you're doing, Joe. Go ahead, keep on, Joe.
So I asked myself, is it an upset? Because last week, Clemson lost as well to our beloved Yellow Jackets.
Yep.
And I'm not talking about, is it a diminished win for us, because we're going to take it, and that's what we're going to do to Clemson, spank that booty. So now, how are we looking at Dabo Swinney? Back-to-back losses, okay? Mm-hmm. Now back-to-back ACC losses, all right? And you called him a crybaby. He pointed to himself, the unselfish guy that I thought he that I know he is and the guy that I love, and Dabo Swinney, he said, run me out.
Right?
Run me. Who are you going to get? Go
Before
ahead.
you get to that, remember that. Okay,
I got a lot of ammo,
hold
man,
on.
because
okay, I love it.
fence,
Okay,
but I'm still on the fence with this.
Dabo last week. Let me make that note. Run me out. Let me make that note. Okay, listen, this is your boy, One Live Stu Ryan Stewart. I'm joined by the South Carolina Hall of Famer, College Football Hall of Famer, Georgia Hall of Famer, Joe Hamilton. This is a Stu's pop-up, a Stu's Quickie. We won't be here long. Run me out. You can catch Joe and I every Wednesday at noon or 9 p.m. You can catch Doug and I every single Monday and Thursday at 7 o'clock. You mentioned Fran Brown.
Yes, sir.
Syracuse 31st head coach. In his first season, I want to make sure everybody understands we're not talking about no Rudy Poot, okay? Yeah, we're gonna dump on Dabo. He's going to get his. But we're not talking about no Rudy Poot coach that hadn't done anything. In Fran Brown's first season at Syracuse, had a 10-win season. Under his leadership, Syracuse has beat 3 top 25 opponents. He's got 9 wins over bowl. I'm sorry. He's had 9 wins over bowl eligible teams since being in Syracuse, and he's just been there since 2023. They hired him November 28th. Okay, so this ain't no Rudy Poot coach. And as Joe mentioned, just last week, Dabo Swinney held court behind the pulpit and every microphone and every camera that would be in his face to tell the world, this is still Clemson. We're gonna be okay. If you don't like what's going on, run me out. Okay, Joe, please continue.
No, he never said this is still Clemson. All right, so he never said that. But he's insinuating that, but he knows that humble pie stew that I've always talked about, and this is not for checking and see if he said on his press conference or his press talker. I'm saying the fact that he has not quite accepted the humble pie totally.
No,
he's still looking on the aura of we're still Clemson, the aura of don't you know who I am?
Right,
and it's running its course. There's no longer that I can stand by and say, or an opponent in generation 2025 saying that's Dabo Swinney and the Clemson Tigers.
Right.
No, or they're running down the rock and rubbing that rock like you and I know about, and that intimidation factor. Bye. And I say that, Stu, because I look at the stats for this game, right? I look at the stats for this game, and there's no flukish dukish in it. It tells me that play tomorrow, play next week, play 2 weeks from now, you're gonna lose again.
Well,
and, you don't have the Jimmys and Joes. You don't have the Jimmys and Joes. It goes back to I'm not going to say it. I'm going to say it off air, and I'm going to see if I can bring it up.
No, go ahead. I think you need to let the moment move you and go ahead and say it.
No, because it's a saying that my mom and them used to bring up about. Have you ever heard the saying "buckra"?
No.
So we'll leave it at that. I'll tell you later on. But it's almost one of those things that cow eating potato, meat eating, big old country boys in the South that can be on your offensive line. They can help you out. We think about it as the Big Ten. We think about you need what Clemson is doing in the trenches now.
Right.
They don't have Jimmys and Joes.
Right.
They have good old feeding guys that is good guys. Where are your Jimmys and Joes? And I do not see it, Ryan Stewart. And that's a problem. And because of Dabo Swinney, he said he's not going to delve into some of the things. Right. That's his problem now.
Well, Dabo made a threat. Dabo made a threat to Clemson University this past week. He said it in front of the world.
Yes,
he said, then fire me. Let me ride. I won't be done coaching. I'll go someplace else. I'm only 55. Yes. If y'all don't like what's going on, get me out of here. If y'all want to get me out of here, then get me gone.
He's hearing the noise. Down. He's hearing the noise.
Okay, real quick. Total yards. You got a Clemson team that had 503 yards. You got a Syracuse team that had 433. Rushing yards. You got a Syracuse team that had 155 yards on the ground. That's 4 yards per carry. A Clemson defense giving up 150 yards on the ground to a Syracuse team. Here's the clincher. When it comes to turnovers, Syracuse had 0. And something Klubnik has been doing, something Dabo's team has been doing all season long is turning that ball over. They had 2 interceptions late in the game today. They also had 2 turnovers on downs. And when it comes to third down conversions, Syracuse didn't do well, Clemson didn't do well, but fourth down conversions. Syracuse 2 for 2. They went for it, put their testicles on the line, and got it 2 times. Clemson, 1 for 5. 1 for 5 ain't enough when you going for it on fourth downs, Joham. 1 for 5 ain't going to do it.
The thing about it, Stu, man, you called me, and boy, when you called me after this game and you texted me and say, did you watch the game? I know it was kind of rhetorical because we can go back and forth, but I love this because everything you're saying, and it could be naked eye and reading of the paper to some people. I saw the whole game. Right. I saw how it unfolded. Right. I never thought that this was a mismatch. I never thought that this was, somebody that didn't belong. But because who I am, I said, Clemson, you're not those guys. I mean, where are your dogs? And the dog that I thought, and I know quarterback can go up and down because of how we talk about the Arch Manning, and I'm not going to get on that and we talk about a lot of other quarterbacks.
No. Listen,
Lenore Sellers and all those guys.
No, this is Clemson. This is a Clemson Quickie. Don't bring up Arch. Don't bring up nobody else. This is a Clemson Quickie.
Well, Cade Klubnik has been a disappointment, and it's bad news bears. So where are your Jimmys and Joes? Where are your Jimmys and Joes? And even to the point that where how we always think, Stu, I can't speak for you that, that's Clemson. Oh, yeah, Syracuse is up. Or Clemson will be back. Or Syracuse is down at halftime. They'll be back. I mean, Clemson is down at halftime. They'll be back. A turnover there, a turnover here. That's not the same team. And I tell you a quick story, and I'm not going to elaborate on it too much, but great friend of the family, great, just fellowship. One of my good friends, definitely my wife's best friend, Tita Stewart, and oh my God, and I called out. Anyway, they've made a decision. They've made a decision to go to the Clemson Tigers.
Okay.
And this particular Blake Stewart already let it out. Great friend. He was to the Georgia Tech game against Clemson on our behalf last week, but
with the Georgia Tech recruits.
Well, no, just with me and Stu, Dan with the spoon, because I know the family. And then right after he talked to us, he put on his orange and everything like that. But as you look at it, I told you it came down to, and I'll keep all of us abreast, it came down to Michigan, it came down to Miami, and it came down to Vanderbilt with his last 3.
Before you go any further, praise the Lord, it's not too late for him to change his mind, and don't go down there with that Dabo guy that has lost control.
No,
and listen,
no.
I don't want to do this. If and I hate to cut you off, but I'm being real serious here. We're not going to stay on all day. If Dabo has any honor as a man and as a coach, he'll turn this program loose. He'll turn this damn program loose. You can say whatever you want to say. But after what I have seen to start this year, and after the 2 press conferences where Dabo has found a reason to blame everybody except for himself, if he has any honor after the way he lectured everybody and was a bully behind the pulpit on last week after that loss to our Yellow Jackets, if he has any honor as a man and as a coach, he'll turn this damn team loose and let these people go on about their business.
If it wasn't Dabo Swinney, man, I'm telling you, Stu, you are on to something.
Real quick, I said it. If Dabo has any honor, he'll turn these boys loose, turn these coaches loose, turn this program loose, because he's got them handcuffed right now.
Yeah,
he'll
because
turn these people loose and let them go on about their business.
No, but I can't let you get away with hate. And that's what we do. We don't hate on the
I'm not hating. I'm telling you the truth.
Yeah, but no, you're talking outside of football, though. We're talking football now. You're talking outside of football. You can't tell me within the first 3 or the first 4 weeks of football that you've seen turn this guy loose. Why? Because you have to look at his resume. And that's all he's standing on.
After the threats he held over everybody's heads. about what his team going to do, how this season ain't over, how these teams are good, what's happened the last 14 years. He is forced now to be the honorable man to back up what he was speaking last week and turn these people loose.
Dude, you're so real about that because you just got me to thinking in 10 seconds. And I have to put myself in that situation. If I'm a Clemson fan, die hard, like you grew up in Berkeley, South Carolina, home of the Stags, and I grew up in Macedonia Fox, but not home of the Fox, but home of Alvin, South Carolina, I would ask myself, he's talking to me, ain't he? When a guy goes in a press conference and he says what he says, and I'm a dark-hearted guy, and that's 2 weeks, are you talking to me?
Okay.
Every single tailgate, every single Saturday for the last 85 years, I've been there, and now you telling me I can run you off and we can't even do better, and you threaten me. You said some things, man. You threatened
me last week.
As a fan. You threatened me as a fan,
Look,
and
man,
you said to me, we can't do better. That's what you said. We can't do better. But I don't want you to get caught up with your disdain for him outside of coaching.
If there were 3 million eyes on that press conference and I'm willing to bet that it was more than that.
Yes.
That's 3 million sets of eyes that were locked on with Dabo's eyes, one-on-one, while he was giving that lecture, while he was bullying everybody that was listening to him. So everybody should take it personal. Everybody should take it as it was a conversation between man to man, if it was a man, between man to woman, if it was a woman, between man to 11-year-old, if it was an 11-year-old, because that's how personal it was. He was up close, just like we are right now, talking to the people, talking to everybody that would listen. And I'm going to say it again. If he's a man of integrity and honor, he'll turn the people loose. Go ahead, Joe.
Yeah, and then he said, what are you going to do? Get rid of me?
That's the threat. That's the threat. And that was an uncalled for threat. That was him being a bully in the pulpit, which he has access to. That's when he was pushing people on the platform around. He said that. Nobody else. Say it again, Joe. What did he say?
He said, what are you going to do? Fire me? And let me ask you this, though. Do you
like,
remember?
No matter what happens, I'm here. Yes. Like no matter what, I don't care what happens. I know I'm safe, and y'all know I'm safe. I know I'm safe, and y'all know I'm safe. That's exactly what he was saying.
And you know he's safe. Okay, let me ask you this. You know he's safe, and he should be safe. I know you remember this.
I do want to get back to the football in a second. While you're thinking about
football.
Okay, go ahead. Okay, go ahead, Joe.
No, but it's the whole in tune, and I let you go ahead and do what you got to do. You should remember the name Tyler. You remember the caller, Tyler?
Okay.
You don't remember? I think you do. You might have remembered Tyler. And Tyler was calling 3 years back, and Tyler was complaining about the monies that Dabo was making.
Right. Right.
Tyler was a distractor, and he ripped Tyler a new one. I'm telling you, he ripped him a new one. He was like, hey, man, you go check my record. You check this. You check that. And Stu, as I'm hearing myself talk about this situation, Dabo is doing a lot of me. Okay. I mean, the sport we are talking about now. This is not a lot about me. Check what I've done and fire me. Where's your coaching staff? Where are the greats that I've coached? Some of the things I don't like, man.
Hey, Tyler, in 2021, 2022, he signed a 10-year extension for $115 million that goes through 2031. Average payout, if you do the math, when it comes to the details of the contract, Tyler and Joe, is $11.5 million a year. If Clemson terminates him after this season, the buyout is about $60 million.
Rightfully so.
Right. I mean, it's big money. But again, looking at the way I'm looking at it, that'd be a huge savings because you can save your program within the next 5 years instead of allowing Dabo to keep running it in the ground. In 2026, that number drops slightly to about $57 million when it comes to a buyout. And from 2027 onward, if they end up terminating him, the buyout would equal the remaining salary left on the contract. Cut bait now, Clemson.
No, but that's what I'm saying, though. That's what I'm asking. And, and this, I love this, dude. I love it because what's running the Clemson program into the ground? Because even Dabo's season. You got a
stubborn, boneheaded coach that refuses to adapt to the way that things are in the game today. You got a stubborn coach that has not seen the progression that has happened in the sport that tends to make it equal, not favors. It doesn't tend to favor the players. It tends to make it more equal to allow the players to be compensated for their efforts. You got a few coaches like Dabo and Saban. Saban's so pissed off about the players now having one leg up, just one, not two. Saban got so pissed that he retired and left the sport. He's not even coaching no more. He took his ball and ran. However, Dabo continues to just stay in the pulpit and lecture everybody that will listen about how it's wrong and how it's not right and how he won't do it and how Clemson won't do it. No NIL, no transfer portal. I'm not doing.
I can't let you do it. I can't let you get away with it.
I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it.
You should hear it because I can't let you do it. I can't let you. Man, you sound bad. You know why you sound bad? Because first of all,
I'm telling the truth.
No,
I took some time out this afternoon after watching college football to come tell these people that have chosen to listen to us because I'm telling them the truth. Is that why I sound bad?
No, you sound bad because you got some truth and some little feelings mixed in. That's why you sound bad. I mean, it's one thing about sounding the truth because I would ask you now, and it's crazy, Stu, because it sounds like I'm bumping for Dabo when I talk to you.
But you've been bumping for weeks. I expected this today.
No, what? Expected what? I would ask you this.
I expected you to back up Dabo or try to salvage what he has left when it comes to being a coach. Dabo, listen to me real quick, Dabo. I'm sorry, Joe. Dabo, if you are paying attention, listen to me real quick. Turn them loose, Dabo.
Yeah, I'm turning them
Turn these people loose, Dabo.
My God. Listen to how you sound.
Dabo, they deserve better than this right now, Dabo. You got these people held hostage, and as a South Carolinian who loves Georgia Tech, who beat y'all tail last week, turn them people loose, Dabo.
Yeah, and you know what? You know what, Stu? I can't defend that. I do not understand where you're going from the extreme, but I ask you this. I'm not going to lose focus. What does rock bottom look for with a Dabo-led Clemson program? Okay, I know where we're heading. So let's stay focused here. Okay. I know where we're heading. At the start of the season now, you're 1-3. Okay. You're 1-3. He's sitting at this season, and I still think that the Clemson Tigers, they're going to make a bowl game. I do not think the Clemson Tigers are going to win 9 games like they've won the last 20 years, somehow I'm playing, but they've won 10 games in 17 straight seasons. So, but I'm asking, what does rock bottom look like for this program? Because this program that you're about to talk about in the rock bottom looking like Dabo built. So Dabo built or Dabo sustained. If you want to look back to Danny Ford in 1981, if you want to look back to the historic Clemson programs, I get you. But the Clemson Tigers that we know about, Dabo presented to us, Dabo sustained. So I ask you again, a point-blank, direct question, Stuart. What does rock bottom look like for Dabo Swinney and the Clemson Tigers in 2025 going forward? Because you use rock bottom and you also use get him out of here. Okay. Because he's a disgrace to everybody that's going to rub the rock.
Okay. Are you listening?
Yes, sir.
All right. Turnovers at crucial moments today. And Dabo is not the player on the field. He's just leading the player. Poor fourth down conversions, partly because of calls. And Dabo's not the coordinator making the calls, but he wears a headset. Third down conversion issues during key moments, meaning that his players, again, Dabo not on the field. That means that his players in key moments did not find a way to win their individual battles, which does what? Falls back directly on the coaching. Over-resilience on passing versus lack of rushing downs. Okay, I know the Klubnik guy came into the season as a Heisman Trophy candidate. But we can't hold on to that because that's what you want the story to be.
No.
That's not what good coaches do. Good coaches say, damn, I knew Clemson came into the season as real hot doo-doo, but he ain't playing like he's real hot doo-doo right now. I can't continue to make the pass-run ratio overflated to assist him with the success that he could possibly have because he's a big part of the reason we're 1-3 this season. And that's him talking after the game. And another one, discipline and penalties when it comes to big plays. There were a couple third downs where Syracuse did not convert. But what would happen? Third and longs, too. What would happen? Late hit on the quarterback. Late hit out of bounds. That goes back to the players, what? Not having control of their emotions? Not understanding the moment? Oh, or does that go back to coaching? How many practices do we have stopped where we had to run or we stopped the clock so the period would just continue until we did something right? Oh,
why get him out of there, though? Why get him out of there? Why get him out of Clemson?
Oh, because it's progressively gotten worse for the coach that refuses to adapt to the change.
It has not progressively gotten worse, Stu. It's not. Last year, you won the ACC title. What are you talking about? Are you going to be a prisoner of the moment? This has not happened. Listen, I mean, because you don't have a balance. You don't have a balance now. You don't have a balance. And you don't have a balance, and this is what I mean by
I'm thinking about the kids. I'm not thinking about the selfish coach that's making $12 million a year. I'm thinking about the kids that want to win and play good football. I'm thinking about the kids that are stuck at Clemson and can't go no place else because nobody wants them. Why? Oh, because he hadn't recruited like everybody else. He got a bunch of he got running backs that don't look skilled. He got DBs that don't look skilled, and he got them in positions that they shouldn't be. Why? Oh, because he's of an old ideology. He's of an old ideology that doesn't allow him to see the progression that is taking place in college football.
Hey, you know what? I could go a solid minute on this right now, and I'm gonna let you, and I'm gonna let you know what I have to say about this, Stu. Right. Everything that you just said, I wholeheartedly agree with.
Okay.
Everything, with the one exception of get him out of town.
Okay.
And, I wholeheartedly, everything you said, transfer portal, that it's passed you by, that when I look out there, I saw a lot of buckras, feel how that be. I saw a lot of those guys. I saw a lot of guys that couldn't, stretch the field. I saw a lot of guys that were walk-ons that shouldn't have scholarships. I saw a lot of that. But what happens is this. What happens is this is not get rid of Dabo Swinney, though. Okay. It's not getting rid of him. He should be ran out of Clemson because he built what Clemson is now. Okay. And let me tell you this, and what I hate about Dabo Swinney right now.
You're going to change your tune before we get done today.
No, because I can build the fence. And I'm going to tell you, I'm going to straddle the fence here because I'm far to the right and I'm far to the left.
A second ago, you mentioned that they still going to be a bowl team when they're 1-3 right now in the season, 0-2 in ACC conference play. Okay. They play Bill Belichick in Chapel Hill next week. After that, they got Billy O'Brien in Boston College. After that, they got SMU. That game's going to be a homecoming game. Why they would do that, I have no idea. I think that's their homecoming. SMU played good ball today. After that, they got Duke, which is playing better ball. After that, they got Florida State, and they play Florida State at home. That's going to be a tail bussing. After that, they got Louisville, and then they finish the season with South Carolina. You telling me that's a bowl team when they're 1-3 right now and 0-2 in conference play? Joe, stop it.
No, stop it.
Joe, stop it.
You're making it seem like I'm rooting for them. That's 6 games.
South Carolina 1-4, Florida State 1-5, SMU 1-6. Between North Carolina and Boston College, they're going to lose one of those games on the road in North Carolina and in Boston. So we're looking at 1-7. So do they possibly win versus Duke? Do they possibly beat Furman? Do they possibly beat Louisville? Maybe. Joe, that's 5 wins tops. That's not a bowl season. You keep saving face. But before I get done with you, you're going to change your mind. I'm listening, Joe. Go ahead.
No, there's no doubt about Clemson Tigers. Hey, the question we'll be having in December, early December, is this. Will Dabo and Clemson accept the bowl that they're going to? That's what it's going to be. And how many players that's going to tap out or be in the bowl. I'll say this, and this is where it's weighing on me so hard about Dabo, because it is a disgraceful program right now in terms of talent. Not of what he's done in terms of talent. I'm not going past that. In terms of what I saw in the football field, it's not the Clemson program at all. And this is where Dabo rubs me the wrong way. Stu, in the last 4 or 5 press conferences, which a lot of them has been losses, when's the last time you see or heard of Dabo Swinney do this? That's my problem. And I have a huge problem with that. Even the last one, he pointed fingers. He pointed fingers at Brian Kelly.
Oh, that's what he is. Yeah. What Dabo don't understand.
And I'm telling you, some of the greatest coaches that I've known, when they start up pressure and his guys stoke it up, and his guys, no matter who he's going to say or who he's going to rip a new one, whatever he's going to say, he starts off and said, hey, we had misassignments, 12 penalties, this and that, and we couldn't do that. But that's all on me is terrible coaching. I got to do a better job as a coach or a coaching staff. I've never heard him say it. I know he said it.
Where do you rank? And this is your boy One Life Stu, Ryan Stewart, joined by Joe Ham. This is not In the Huddle with Joe Ham. This is a Stu's pop-up, Stu's Quickie. We're about to wrap this thing up. But Joe and I, if you've listened to us and watched us for the last few weeks, we've talked about Dabo. We've talked about Clemson. And after the way Dabo has handled everyone that would listen the last 2 weeks, we had to pop up. We had to pop up just to have a little conversation about it. Real quick, where do you rank when it comes to all of the ACC, the new ACC that it is, and all this glory with prestigious institutions of higher learning? All the schools are great. Where do you rank? Hold on. Where do you rank in the overall number of worst to first or best to the less? Where do you put the Syracuse Orange? Where do you rank them out of all the ACC teams right now? No trick question. I'm not going to pull the wool of your eyes.
I know you're not.
Tell me what you think about the Syracuse Orange. And the benefit you have to answer this question now is it is after a Syracuse team that is now 3-1 and just beat Clemson. Okay?
Nah. I'm not going to do it with Syracuse. I'm not going to do it with Mr. Fran Brown. I'm not going to do it with
the question is everybody else. It's where do you rank Fran Brown and the Syracuse Orange in your rankings of ACC powers or less than powerful? Where do you rank them? It's not a
bottom half.
Bottom half. Okay.
Yes. I would say bottom quarter, but bottom half.
Team season stats to date as we wrap things up on this Stu's Quickie with your boy One Live Stu, Ryan Stewart, and Joe Ham. Team stats. When it comes to red zone efficiency, Syracuse has been scoring on an 81.25% rate. Clemson, 71.4%. Syracuse was better. On third down conversion, season averages, Syracuse 43.6%. Clemson, 40 to 41%. On fourth down conversions, Syracuse, this season alone, 57%. Clemson, 20. You got Syracuse in the bottom half. And so far this season, they're doing better than the coach and the team that you think can still go to a bowl or represent the ACC. Stop it. We got to look at what is right before us right now when it comes to telling the truth about what is going down and what is happening. And I don't think
stop it. You can't
I don't think this is a moment that I'm having right now.
You're going to take this back.
Because Clemson is down.
Yes, you are. You're going to take this back. You're going to take this back. You can't say stop it, and you can't say all that in the same breath. Or we talking about Saturday in football. You need to stop it. Are you? You heard what you're saying, or do you hear what you're trying to say about the Clemson Tigers program?
Yes, I do. Yeah. You acting like this 5 years ago, sir. Stop it.
In 5 years, since 5 years ago, what has happened? Last year, Stu, they won an ACC championship.
In 5 years, here's what's happened. The landscape of how the process works. the landscape of the new protocols in the sport says that the coaches that don't confirm, the coaches that don't transition, the coaches that don't open up their minds and are willing to do things differently are not going to succeed. They're just
not going to succeed. You know what? I love to play this game, and I hate to play this game. You tell me any program, and if you can get to 4, I'm telling you, a steak on the grill. So it can't be overnight. A steak on the grill marinated is due you. You tell me 3 programs right now, since you want to play this, right now in the ACC that's better than Clemson. A ACC program right now at a 1-3. Clemson, they are 1-3 right now in debacle. Dabo Swinney, fire him tomorrow. You saying get rid of him, save the kids, save the youth, get them in a better program. You name me 4.
No,
better.
You said 3. You said 3.
I did. You named
Georgia Tech bust their ass last week at home. We saw it, damn near watch it together. FSU has put up 70 points 2 times already, and they're doing the same thing they're doing right now. And Miami is about to bust Florida's ass tonight because Florida and Billy Napier is in the same boat and package that Dabo Swinney and Clemson is. That's your 3. That's your 3. And you think, sir, for some reason that Clemson's going to find a way to get into the postseason? You think that Clemson can beat any of them teams I just mentioned?
Yes!
They about to lose to North Carolina, and they about to lose. Man, listen, if Dabo got any honor about himself, he'll turn them people loose.
What does rock bottom look like? What does rock bottom look like for Dabo Swinney? No bowl? No bowl?
Rock bottom for Dabo Swinney is fussing at everybody last week and telling them how great his team is and what his team going to do, and to turn around and lose to a bunch of B-boys from northern New York at home in Death Valley.
You want to get rid of me? Go ahead.
If I'm not mistaken, I think I saw 3 or 4 starters on that field for Syracuse wearing Timberlands and baggy jeans, playing football on the Timbs.
He told all of us as fans of Clemson,
at halftime, I looked on the Syracuse sideline and saw dudes pop locking like this, a bunch of B-boys from North. Boy, if you don't stop it, that should not be a loss when it comes to Jimmy's and Joe's, when it comes to looking like Tarzan and playing like Jane. That is not a loss that the people from Clemson should even think about eating on behalf of Dabo.
Oh,
Syracuse should never come into Death Valley and whoop you by more than a damn score. And you making excuses for them. This happened in Death Valley, sir. In Death Valley. Hey, man, the head coach, Fran Brown, of the Syracuse Orange, after the game said, and I quote, I'm not surprised because we love each other and we play for each other like that. We work hard. We're all on the same page. It's a huge win for Syracuse. I'm very impressed that we beat a very good Clemson team that I think is still one of the college's best football teams. But there's something new going in Syracuse, and we're going to keep on working. Camden, what's up? He said Camden. He said Camden. What's up?
Get it? No. What does he mean by Camden? What's up?
Well, Camden is an area up there in New Jersey or up top in New York, New Rochelle, somewhere around there. And he was giving them a shout out during his. Them B-boys from New York came down to South Carolina wearing Timbs and shooting dice and all that stuff and whooped Dabo in Death Valley. Man. And for some reason, you okay with it. It's not okay. No. It's not okay. They need to ring the alarm.
I might give you one up for the days in Dabo argument but I can't because you said get rid of him.
That's fine. Yeah. If they want to save face, you know what? Real quick, I want to take that.
Save face.
I want to take that back. real quick. I'm glad you said that.
Yes.
I'm glad you said that.
Yes.
I don't want to put the pressure on Clemson as we wrap up this Stu.
He should resign.
With your boy
He should
Joe
resign.
Ham and one line Stu.
Stu.
I don't want to put the pressure on Clemson to have to fire a coach that has done an incredible job revamping their program and finding ways to win. But if he's got any dignity, if he's got any honor, and if he puts his pants on just like you and I do, one leg at a time, he'll turn them people loose. He'll turn them people loose. He can't do them people like this. He'll turn them people loose. We got to thank everybody that spending some time with us today. In the chat, man, Camden's in New Jersey. Appreciate you, Julius C. 35C. Appreciate you. Camden's in New Jersey, right across the river from Philadelphia. I knew it was something like that. But yeah, after he buzzed,
anybody agreed with you?
Hold on. After he buzzed Dabo ass, he gave a shout out to his team for the love that they share, and then he said, "Camden, what up?" Well, let's see what else. Carl Brewer, appreciate you, Carl Brewer, for hanging out with your boy One Night Stew and Joe Ham. Alabama gonna fire DeBoer and hire Dabo at the end of the year.
Yeah.
Okay. Carl Brewer, we appreciate you listening. Listen,
that's huge.
You drunk, Carl Brewer.
You wouldn't hire? You wouldn't hire him?
I don't know what Brewer's been drinking. I bet he's drinking some Shine because it ain't no regular stuff. I bet he's drinking Shine, that high-proof Shine.
Yeah, I wouldn't hire him right now.
With the problems that Alabama's having with DeBoer.
If he doesn't change.
Lackluster play that we're seeing from the players at Alabama since Saban's been gone while they've got a new coach in DeBoer who was supposed to do this and that. Why in the world would they hire a guy that's 1-3 right now at his program? Man,
it wouldn't change on NIL. It wouldn't change. That's what he's stubborn. Dabo Swinney is stubborn. He is stubborn. I'm telling you.
Loose neck, yes, sir. She actually read my mind. Let me see what your mind was read about. Blah, blah, one last one. Loose neck, Vortex Side. That's hilarious, loose neck. Clemson will be lucky to make it to 6 wins and a berth in the Bahama Bowl. They got to get 5 more wins. Hey, check this out. I guarantee you, man. Thank you for pulling up today. We appreciate it.
And I know we'll live because we're going to live like Moses and those guys that live to be 600 years old. We're going to be talking about Stu at the end of the year.
I don't know if I don't even know if I want to be here 600 years. I mean,
you're going to be fresh.
If I'm here 600, will my meat still work? If my meat still works,
you're going to be fresh. No, okay, I'm not talking about grudgingly. I'm not talking about grudgingly. You're going to be healthy. You're going to be doing the same thing. We're going to be talking about this right now. We're going to be talking about this. Hey, but I'm telling you right now.
You got the last word, Joe. Let's go. You got the last word. Finish it up.
There's no way Dabo and those guys are going to go out that way. And I'll say this, Stu. We'll be talking in December about the Bahamas Bowl. If Loose Neck is correct, whether Dabo and his teams are going to accept. Because I agree with that. I agree 8 maximum. They're going to get in. They will be bowl eligible. And we'll be talking about will Dabo and his team and how many opt-outs those guys are going to go forego the bowl game and get ready for the draft. But that's all. But I do, and I will put right now $17. Why 17? Because I like Charlie Ward. $17 on the Clemson. They will make the playoff. I mean, make the bowl game. That's all I can do.
All right, real quick. I accept that bet.
I didn't say with you, but I just said.
Okay. Well,
but it is with you now. Yes.
Can I get that easy money?
Yes.
Okay.
Absolutely.
All right. Thank you. It's on the record. We've got receipts. We got to thank God for allowing us to spend some time together today. If you guys don't know him, you need to find him and show him love because there's all he's showing you. Thank you to everybody in the chat. Sorry we didn't read more. Again, we weren't even planning on going 45 minutes tonight, but the spirit moved us. Okay. Joe, A+ to you. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. On Monday, right here on the same platform, Stewart Media and Entertainment, you catch Doug and I. We won't spend as much time on Clemson, but I'm sure we will mention him. Y'all enjoy the rest of these games. I mean, we got a Illinois team playing an Indiana team right now that are both in the top 25. That game is on right now. There's a lot of good football.
Florida, Miami's
on right now. I can't wait to get back up and watch that. But thank you all for joining us. We appreciate y'all for being here. And Dabo, what you gonna say this week? Dabo, what you gonna fuss about this week, Dabo? Hey, Dabo, I can't wait to see your post-game press conference. I don't want to hear it, Joe. I don't want to hear it, Joe. You fuss for him enough. You fuss for him enough, Joe. He don't deserve the love and respect that you showing him, Joe. He don't do it. But I'm not going to cut you off like that. I'm going to give you your last word. I'm not going to cut you off like that.
47 minutes, we sat there and we talked about it. All we're going to talk about is Dabo. All we're going to do is Clemson. I'm just going to give a shout out to our versatility. We sat there for 47 minutes, and it was all about Clemson and Dabo. I mean, that's right. Hey, that's it. That's right. That's right. Shout out to you, brother. Boy, I'm telling you.
I really appreciate you, man. Quick shout out to the Georgia Tech Yellow Jackets. I got the hat on the rep for them. Game is going on right now in the flats. It's the fourth quarter. The score is 38-17. They're covering. You know what, Joe? Speaking of covering, let me do one more thing before we let you go.
Man, I'm here, man.
You know, from time to time, I put up a friendly wager, right? From time to time, I put up a wager. Man. You know what you're looking at, Joe?
Ooh.
That's a live bet where something told me to check the score during halftime. I checked the score, or I checked the board, and the live bet said, right now you can make a wager for them folk, the Syracuse Orange, to beat Clemson only -3. And they were already up 14 points, Joe. So, in essence, they gave me 17 points at halftime. And I said, I'll take it. I'll take it. You know why I took that? Because the momentum to me after watching the entire first half said that there was nothing Dabo and the Clemson Tigers could do. I threw 100 on it at halftime when the team was up 14 points to make it 17 in my money.
I feel bad that there's a narrative out there.
I looked at that
I bumped for Dabo.
I said, wait a minute. I looked at it real quick like, oh, they're trying to trick me. I couldn't put that $100 in there fast enough. I was trying to catch it before they took it back.
I don't quite like the narrative that on Stewart Media and Entertainment that I bumped for Dabo. I don't like that narrative. Well, I don't like the narrative right now.
I recommend you do.
But I keep it all football. That's all I say.
Here's what I recommend you do.
I keep it football.
Here's what I recommend you do. Go back immediately when we get done in the next 30 seconds, and you re-listen to this thing yourself.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I love it. Oh, I'm not going to back down. Okay. I'm not going to back down.
And what you will find when you replay and listen to it, you find yourself saying, damn, why am I bumping for Dabo? Outstanding job, Joe. We appreciate you, man. God is good all the time, and all the time God is good. If you don't know him, you need to find him and show him love, because that's all he's showing you, nothing but love. I got something to say before we end this show today. Like, subscribe, pass the word, share. We really appreciate it. Folks don't know about Two Live Stews being back. On Monday, we've got huge news for you, and a big part of why we have huge news is because of you, the listeners that have liked, subscribed, passed the word, and shared. Thanks to y'all and y'all's love for the stews and for the platform, more people are finding out that we're back. And because of that, we've got great news that we're going to share with you on Monday. Hey, Dabo, before I go, if you a man of honor or you got any dignity, turn them people loose. Turn them people loose, Dabo. Turn them goddamn people loose.